The early 20th century was an impactful period for the foundation of an independent India. After World War II, India was eager to gain independence after 200 years of British rule. However, the unity of the nation was threatened by the hierarchical caste or jati system that caused divisions in societies throughout the Indian subcontinent.
The caste system is a concept that actually contains two different concepts within it that often get confused. One of these is varna, which is properly translated as class, and the other is jati, which is better translated as caste. But jati is what we typically think of when we think of caste. First of all, there are hundreds, thousands of jatis if you count all the different jatis in different parts of India. Usually, jati is hereditary, and this provides very little social mobility in terms of moving between castes for an individual.
Millions of lower class people or Dalits were impoverished, deprived of equal status, and excluded from mainstream society for centuries, forcing them to choose professions considered unhygienic. This led to discriminatory practices in Indian society, such as untouchability. Seeing this discrimination as a hurdle in the creation of a prosperous and united India, Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar, the champion of the lower classes, later known as the architect of the Indian Constitution, and his contemporary Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, the revolutionary known for his non-violence and honesty, sought to resolve this issue. These two personalities pursued to give equal rights not only to Dalits, but also to shape the responsibilities of every citizen of the future Indian Republic. Dr. Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar, born April 14, 1891 in central India, had a rough beginning. Being born in a lower-class family, he faced humiliation and abuse from high-class Hindus. Despite these challenges, he continued studying law, eventually receiving doctorates from the London School of Economics in 1923 and Columbia University in 1927. After completing his studies, he returned to India to advocate for his own community, the Mahars. The Mahars, like many other Dalit communities, were restricted from necessities like clean water and education, often driven into slums. But thanks to Ambedkar's efforts, the Mahars were given new freedoms they didn't have before, like being permitted to own land. Gradually, Ambedkar began raising awareness on untouchability by campaigns and speeches. By the late 1920s, Ambedkar was supported by thousands. His success largely attributed to his philosophy that all people, including Dalits, have rights of liberty, freedom, and equality. Ambedkar had a strong belief that denouncing the caste system is the only way to increase the social status of Dalits, even stating, "Nothing can emancipate the outcasts except the destruction of the caste system." Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, well known as Mahatma, a title meaning saintly or holy soul, was a major political leader who spearheaded non-violent movements against oppressive British rule. Despite coming from a rich business-class family, he was not new to the subject of discrimination against Dalits and minorities. Gandhi always sought to protect the lower classes and minorities from all forms of discrimination, including untouchability, even stating, "If untouchability lives, humanity must die." He believed that Indian independence was impossible without uniting all communities together against British rule. Gandhi often encouraged underprivileged peoples to participate in his protests, even referring to them as Harijan or children of God, to show that they're equal to all others. Ambedkar, being a young activist, was very intrigued by Gandhi's thoughts on untouchability. Ambedkar's first documented reference to Gandhi was in his speech in 1925 in the city of Nepani. He addressed that there's a stepmotherly relationship between Mahatma Gandhi and untouchability, because he does not give as much importance to the eradication of untouchability. Ambedkar believed that though Gandhi expressed sympathy to Dalits, he did not do enough to eradicate caste-based discrimination and hold high-class Hindus responsible for this practice. Despite criticizing Gandhi, Ambedkar became popular for his campaigns against untouchability, especially the Mahad Satyagraha, where he led 2,500 Dalits to a reservoir where they were forbidden from drinking. The 1930s marked a turning point not only for these two historical figures, but also for shaping the rights of lower classes and minorities and fixing the responsibilities of all citizens. The first Indian Roundtable Conference was held in 1930 in London by the British government for discussing constitutional reforms in British India. The meeting welcomed more than 100 delegates from India and Britain, including Ambedkar. Gandhi, although being invited, refused to come as part of his civil disobedience movement. Ambedkar gave many proposals of representing Dalits in the government of British India. These plans intrigued and fascinated many people, including Mahatma Gandhi. On August 14, 1931, Gandhi invited Ambedkar to meet him in the city of Bombay, nowadays Mumbai, to discuss issues on untouchability, political representation of Dalits, and their responsibility to participate in the Indian independence movement. This was the first in-person interaction between Gandhi and Ambedkar, which set a stage for the famous Ambedkar and Gandhi debate. Both Ambedkar and Gandhi rejected caste-based discrimination and strongly supported equal rights. However, their idea of responsibility differed towards the nation. Ambedkar believed that Dalits should only be responsible for empowering their own underprivileged communities. On the other hand, Gandhi believed that all communities not only have the responsibility to empower Dalits, but also to participate in the Indian independence movement and the formation of a united India. Following this meeting on September 7, 1931, the Second Roundtable Conference was held, and this time Mahatma Gandhi agreed to attend to represent the Congress Party, the party that would later be one of the major political parties of India. On October 8, there was a heated debate between Gandhi and Ambedkar that would heavily affect the rights of lower classes in politics. Ambedkar wanted to have separate representatives only from the lower classes, which are voted by the lower classes. He believed this system of separate electorates would be fair because people of other religions in British India, such as Muslims, already had separate electorates as early as the 1910s. Gandhi strongly opposed this idea, stating that separate electorates will ensure that the untouchables remain untouchables in perpetuity. He felt that this move will force more divisions on the people and will create many nations within a nation, threatening the unity of India. The issue remained unresolved in the conference. Following the Roundtable Conference, Gandhi was imprisoned for writing rebellious articles. On September 20, 1932, the British Prime Minister Ramsay MacDonald announced the Communal Award by the support of Ambedkar. The initiative officially gave separate electorates to the Dalits throughout British India. Gandhi, believing that it was another effort of the British to divide the Indian people, went on a fast until death in Yarwada prison. Gandhi feared that the Communal Award would create political and social divisions. In conversation with Ambedkar, Gandhi said, "You ought to know that my fast has not ended yet. I am ready to give my life." It became so consequential that members of the Congress Party, Ambedkar's colleagues, and Gandhi's own son Devdas Gandhi begged Ambedkar to agree to Gandhi's terms and conditions. Despite wanting to fight for the rights and freedoms of Dalits, Ambedkar reluctantly agreed, consequently signing the Pune Pact on September 24, 1932. The negotiation gave more political representation to Dalits in British India. It also influenced the creation of public agencies, including provisional advisory boards. After this event, Gandhi and Ambedkar went their separate ways. In 1946, Bhimrao Ambedkar was invited to participate in the creation of the future Indian Constitution, with support from Gandhi. The committee Ambedkar worked with involved the rights of depressed classes, women, and minorities. Ambedkar was heavily responsible for criminalizing untouchability and discrimination of lower classes. On August 15, 1947, India's struggle for independence officially concluded. However, to the shock of the whole world, Gandhi was assassinated on January 30, 1948. Despite opposing Gandhi politically, Ambedkar was remorseful, reportedly attending his funeral. Ambedkar also passed away from serious health conditions on December 6, 1956.
I feel that Gandhi and Ambedkar's legacy in India is celebrated even to this day, and both are venerated by all the Indians for their contributions to ensure the political representation of lower class people.
The Gandhi-Ambedkar debate had a great impact on the formation of the Indian Constitution that provides a framework for political representation, social reforms, and cultural integration of Dalits in independent India. This debate also highlights the importance of maintaining a balance between providing constitutional rights to minorities and repressed classes and establishing responsibilities of all communities towards a successful democratic nation.